Hello, Trent here. In this video, I'll be teaching you about what a value proposition consists of and how you can go about developing your own. So to get started, a value proposition is one of the most critical things that you should be putting in place for your business on the internet. And so a value proposition, we're going to jump into this here, but ultimately, if you have a clear value proposition and you're marketing it, you're going to discover if people respond to it, if people resonate, and if they do, then they're going to take action. They'll be far more likely to buy from you than someone else who that they're going to, or your competitor that has a vague type of value proposition. So what exactly is a value proposition? So first, it consists of a headline, a subheadline, 2 or 3 sentences, 3 bullet points, and a visual. And we're going to go over some of those examples. But before we go into those examples, let me scroll up here and share with you. This is a site that I follow, what I find really valuable, and he explains what a value proposition is pretty nicely. And so he mentions here, and I agree with him, that you want to explain just exactly how your product solves a customer's problem or problems. Okay, what exactly is your site all about? What is it going to do for people? And why are you in business, in other words? Okay, you're in business to help people out. You're a problem solver. And so what exactly are you going to help people out with? Okay, your site should explain that. How exactly are we going to solve their problem and improve their situation in their life? Okay, and then second, it should deliver a specific benefit or benefits. Okay, quantified value, something that you can measure. So, for example, we're going to get into some of these examples here shortly, but this is just the overview. It should deliver a specific benefit or benefits, and then third, it should tell the ideal customer why they should buy from you, okay, and not from the competition. And this differentiates yourself from the pack. If you're in a competitive market, then you should present some type of reason why they should go with you. Maybe you have fast customer service, or maybe you have free shipping and the other competitors don't, or maybe you give them walkthroughs via phone, or maybe you do fast delivery in person. Okay, whatever it's going to be, it could be one or multiple items that differentiate yourself and influence the customer to buy from you instead of from someone else. All right. So let's jump into some of the examples. Okay, so based upon these 3 factors right here, we're going to go over here to this guy's site, so ConversionXL.com, the home page. In just a few seconds or less, you understand what this site is all about, right? And that's what your site should do. You should tell your customers what you do, and they should understand just exactly what you do for them in usually 7 seconds or less. Okay, so this site is all about conversion optimization for smart people. Okay, and then, so that's the first line, and the second is it's evidence-based marketing approach that gets results. Stop guessing, start knowing. And then there's 3 bullet points. He provides in-depth reports on every aspect of your website, actionable information that others charge for, and techniques that will make you money. That's what the whole focus of this site is all about. Okay, there's no vague stumbling through and understanding what this is all about. It's really, really clear. There's no guesswork. And then as you scroll down a little bit more, there's a way of warming up to him and the business. Okay, there's nothing for sale right here. There's just a way of getting more information if you're really interested in what was presented right here. Okay, and this is based upon what we call the marriage model. You start off with courting your customer. If you'll recall, if you've ever dated anyone, you first start off by breaking the ice and getting to know the person, and then you start to develop a relationship with that person. And so as you start to get to know one another, then you can take your relationship to the next level. And that's in essence what you're doing with your website, is you're presenting the value and you're influencing them to see, hey, yeah, there's value in working with me. There's value in developing a relationship with me. Okay, same thing with any other type of relationship that you built in your life. And so when you come here to this point on this site, you'd have the opportunity of putting your email in and getting the conversion guide. And I've done that, and I wanted to definitely get access to that. And you can implement the same philosophy and the same principles in your business. So in fact, on One of the sites that I run here is the family photography business, and the very first slide we mentioned a photography that captures joyful relationships. And since my wife does the actual photography and I do the marketing, we present right here. Okay, she is a family photographer, and we just focus our services in the Utah County area, and we capture every placeable images of what's most important to you. Okay, your family. This is what the goal is for these folks, for all of us that enjoy and value photography, is we want to preserve these memories, and we want to capture these irreplaceable images that are so fleeting in our lives if we don't have a way of capturing them with photography. So going back to this value proposition, one of the main reasons why it's so critical that we have this in place, and that you do the same thing with your businesses, is that ultimately with your website, it's all about helping the customer take action. You don't want them to come to your site and just jump right off or fall asleep. All right? So you want them to take action right when they get to your site. And so when you have a clear value proposition, it explains how you're going to help them, the benefits that they're going to enjoy as a result of working with you, and why they should even go with you. All right? Give them a reason. And most people will usually shop around, especially if you're in a competitive environment, and like photography. We are in a pretty competitive environment, but not so in terms of just geo-targeting with us. And so if we were to be nationwide or worldwide, then it would be a different story, and we would change the way that we present things. Okay, so understand who your competitors are, and understand how they're presenting themselves and what the customers value most. And overall, you'll have to test this out, because you really don't know what the customers value the most until you start to get your website and what you have to offer in front of them. Okay, so let's move on down here and discuss just a little bit about what a value proposition is not. Okay, as he mentions here, and I agree with him, is that it's not a slogan or a catchphrase. Okay, like just do it, or L'Oreal because we're worth it. Okay, that's not a value proposition. Okay, it's also not a positioning statement, such as America's #1 bandage brand. Heals the wounds fast, heals the hurt faster. Okay, so that's not a value proposition. As we mentioned earlier, and as we reviewed on this site, we reviewed the headline. Okay, what is the end in mind benefit that you're offering in one short sentence? Okay, you can mention the product and or the customer. It's just that attention grabber, and that's exactly what this does right here. Conversion optimization for smart people. Kind of implies, I hope I'm smart, right? And if he's targeting those people, that he's implying that I want to focus on people who really know what they're doing, and they can realize the value of what he has to offer. Okay, it's kind of the subconscious thinking going on. And then the second is the subheadline, or 2 to 3 sentence paragraph, a specific explanation of what you do or offer, for whom and why it's useful. Okay, so we got for whom and why it's useful. Well, it's useful because it's going to help you stop guessing, and you can start knowing what gets you results. Instead of having to stumble through all the junk out there, you can just cut through the fat and go straight to the things that you can implement to help you get results. Valuable, right? I think it is as well. And then the 3 bullet points. List the key benefits or features. That's what he does as well. He's definitely living the talk, right? So he provides 3 bullet points about what the benefits or features are, and then a visual. Okay, images communicate a lot faster than just words. And show the product, the hero shot or an image reinforcing your main message. And it doesn't necessarily have like a huge image right here, and it's not super fancy schmancy, but it's nice and clean, and it's targeted to specifically what you may want, and it's all relevant. It all follows in with one another. And so at this point, like I said earlier, you can get the conversion guide and opt in, and then move on with getting to know his business a bit more. Okay, so that's where we're going to stop here in terms of the value proposition. You can even come to this site and read up on the full article, because it's really valuable, and I would highly recommend you do so. but conversionxl.com/value-proposition-examples-how to create, okay, and with hyphens all throughout it. Okay, so let's go over just some of the examples. We've gone over 2 sites already. Let's go over here to the company that actually consists of this fellow that writes on that website. Okay, the very first thing they present is they make websites that sell. Okay, and they identify where your website is leaking money and they fix it. Essentially, we sell money. Okay, and as you start to scroll through their site, there's a conversation that takes place in your mind, and you're thinking, well, just exactly how do you do that? And how much does it cost? And there's all these questions that you may be asking. Well, all those questions that you may be wondering are answered all throughout the website as you start to scroll down. Okay, what they do and what they don't do, and they're basically qualifying you to see if you're the type of customer that they want to work with, and vice versa. You're thinking up in your mind, well, are these guys legit? And there's certain specific elements that you'd want to present in your content to help them persuade them to take action. But the whole scope of this video tutorial is how to create a value proposition, and ultimately, as you create your clear value proposition, it's a discovery process. It's not just a one-time shot in the dark where you put something on your site and it's stuck in stone. Okay? When you come over here and present your clear value proposition, I've seen this guy right here change this a couple times already. Before it said websites that sell, or how to create websites that sell, and that was changed just a couple months ago, and now it says conversion optimization for smart people. Okay, so it's a discovery process, and you discover that by interacting with people. Okay, so you interact with people and you get feedback from them, and that's going to help you establish a value proposition that resonates better with the folks that you're working with. Because ultimately, once again, you want them to take action, and when they take action, you're going to get more money in your pocket. And so that's only discovered by testing things out. Testing, testing, testing. Okay, there's no compensation for testing. Okay, you got to test things out. You got to go out there and get the value that you believe people want and present it in front of them. Let's go on to another example. This guy is one of the really popular WordPress dudes out there, Yoast, and he does the same thing. Pretty clear about what he does, right? We help you optimize your website for SEO, conversion, site speed, often using our WordPress plugins. Okay, so this is what he does with his website. Pretty clear. There's nothing for sale right now. Based upon the marriage model, once again, he's warming up to you, and he wants to get to know you. And if you want to get to know him, you can subscribe and get further information. You can browse through his website and get more data and understand more about what kind of things he has to offer. And so you don't see anything on the site immediately for sale, and that usually turns people off because, number one, people are in it for themselves. Okay, whether you believe it or not, they're wanting to know, hey, what are you going to do for me? Okay, let's go over to WordPress.com as another case study. So when you come here, WordPress is enormous, and it's the most popular blogging system out there in the world, and people use it also for their own websites. Millions of people use it every single day. But their value proposition, as they state right here, is you can share with the world, your community, or your closest friends. Okay, it's all focused on sharing. Okay, so you can sign up and get started now. It's a clear call to action, and it's really easy to take the next steps. So there's not a lot of opportunity just to sit around and do nothing on the site, and hardly any people will actually do that anyway, right? So hopefully that cleared things up in terms of what a value proposition is. It's going to really make or break your entire business, and it's a discovery process. So get started with presenting what you believe is going to be most valuable for your customers, and present it clearly on your home page, and then help them take action based upon the things that you learned today.